My wife and I were having a disagreement on where money was going. And so I downloaded an app. What I used was mint.com. They accessed my banking information, my checking information, and compiled everything. And it was a good exercise to go through. It turns out my wife was right. I was spending more on my clients and practice than I originally thought. And so it gave us a sense of security on where our money was going and what we were spending money on, and it gave a good insight to that. And so we're in September, I want us to get back to basics, and one of the most basic things we can do is manage our cash flow. What's coming in, what's going out, seeing where that is. And so if you could download an app and track your spending and see approximately where you're putting your money, give you a sense of security and comfort of where everything's going. I got a second tip for you. When you're buying things, use tap, but not on your credit card, use it on your debit card. You know, everyone wants to flash their credit card, tap, and then we'll let future Travis deal with the problem. Well, future Travis is gonna get a big bill and be a little bit disappointed and frustrated. So if we're using our debit, whether that's with the chip or with tap, we are spending our own money right away. And we're gonna evaluate our purchases a little bit more because it's gonna hurt us a little bit more versus, let's let the future person deal with it. And you know, I've never seen anyone ever get into trouble using their debit card for spending. It's always with the credit card. 100% of the time, it's been credit card, comes, can't pay it, where am I gonna get the money from? And then you're scrambling. So that's a second tip. The third tip is plan your spending. So, and I get it, you know, I don't wanna think about money, but if you can plan your spending, you're gonna have a sense of, hey, this is where my money is gonna be going, and you have a bit of a picture or vision of it. Whereas, you know, if you're just gonna do whatever, you're just gonna spend willy-nilly, you're gonna overspend. You're gonna spend more than you want, and that's gonna hurt your long-term plans. And I appreciate some of this is difficult. He's like, I don't wanna do this. And I will say, I've heard this quote, until the pain of where you are is greater than the pain of change, you're gonna stay where you are. So if you are struggling with cash flow and budgeting, if the pain isn't great enough, you're probably not gonna do it. And it might lead to a point where you have to do it and you're in trouble, and you know, let's not get there. Another tip is visualize your future self, and maybe use an app. I used an app and I was able to see what I was maybe look like 40 years into the future or 30 years into the future. And this is a great way of saying, hey, this money I'm spending today that I don't need to is hurting that future person. It makes it real for you. And remember that person. So if you can do that, I think that's gonna really help. With our bank accounts, one thing I really like to do is set up different, so I've got my property taxes, I've got my insurance, and every month I put a little bit in there and I name those accounts. And so that way I know money is there. It's not to be spent, it's for future purposes. So that's another great one. And then, you know, reduce or don't sign up for automatic monthly payments. And we can spend our whole month's worth of income before the month even starts. We've got our cell phone bill, we got our internet bill, we've got our mortgage payment, we got our car payment, we got our gym membership, and so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden, money's gone and we have hardly anything left to spend. So then we have to go into debt to fund our lifestyle. So if we limit the monthly, what we have to pre-finance things or monthly payments, we're gonna be in a better place financially. So let's get back to basics. This is September. If you wanna talk to me or you have questions on budgeting and cash flow management, I'm here to help.